The children that come into Grace Children's Home have been brought here through the Mexican Social Services. They've been severely neglected. They've been treated very badly, abused, and often even abandoned. They're scared, they're sick, and they're harmed, and they're hurt. They've suffered the worst that any of us could ever imagine. And watching them play and go about their daily lives, and you would never know that they've gone through what they've gone through because they're so happy and they're doing so well. And I feel it's truly God's hand working in their lives. When they come into Grace Children's Home, they're taken care of and they're loved, and they change right before our eyes. It's a miracle that happens.
This place is a haven for them. You know, when they see that they've got, you know, all the food they want to eat, you know, they've got a safe place to sleep and a bed of their own, and they got toys of their own. They start to smile, they start to play, they start to feel safe enough to even cause trouble, you know, which is great.
Hola.
It was a little over 3 years ago that the Lord started speaking to the heart of Pastor Martin Castro about providing for the needs of the children here in the Tijuana area. We decided that we wanted to start a program that would include a children's home, but be more than just an orphanage. We wanted a situation where there would be a family atmosphere, where each home would have no more than 10 or 15 kids. Each home would have a house parent who would take care of the kids as a family so that they would grow up in a real loving atmosphere. Our goal was to have homes for 50 to 60 kids. At this point, we have 2 homes that are fully built, fully functional. We have house parents in each home. We have a program that includes training for the kids, church for the kids. The Lord has provided wonderful people to come and help build the buildings that we have, and it's just an exciting thing to see it all come together.
We're in the process of building the Education Center, which we feel is the heart and soul of Grace Children's Home.
It's really the largest building we've ever done. It has 3 active floors to it.
We're going to have classrooms, we're going to have a computer lab, we're going to have a library with books in Spanish and English at all levels of reading abilities.
And then we also are going to be using classrooms to teach Mexican Christian parents in foster parenting and challenging them in adoption, getting them qualified to do foster parenting and adopting.
We'll have room for dorms for teens. We want to encourage U.S. teens and teams from within Mexico and other countries to come down and stay with us and work with our children. And then as well as all that, we're going to have staff housing. But what we really look forward to coming out of the Education Center is opportunities for our children to learn more, to learn English, to learn Bible, to learn computers.
A place to do homework, a place to learn new skills, a place where they can do art, music, you know, we have a lot of plans for the place.
Grace Children's Home was originally the dream of a local church. Martin Castro and his congregation saw the needs of the homeless children and wanted to start an orphanage. And through their years of praying and dreaming about this orphanage, Grace Children's Home was started. We work very closely with that local church. All of our volunteers come through that church, and they are here to help with our kids in any way that they can. And one further dream that we have for Grace Children's Home is that we are now in the process of buying a new piece of property, and on that property we want to start another church that would reach our thousands of neighbors.
There's thousands of houses in the nearby area, and we want to provide a place for them to meet as Christians. There's already some Bible studies going on. There's already like the beginnings of a church going on.
Our ministry here is not just to provide for children. Our ministry here is to get people into the gospel, get people saved and into the church. And so we're seeing this ministry just widen in a terrific way.
One need that has been brought to our attention is the babies. In the shelters, there are many babies that don't have a home to go to. In one of the shelters that we visited, there was 45 babies and only 2 caretakers, and we felt compelled and drawn to help the babies.
And the idea is to build a home specifically for babies, to have it built for them and to have enough staff to help. And the other idea, which actually came from Fran, who is the house parent for the girls' home, she had a burden for senior citizens because really there's nothing provided for senior citizens in Mexico. And so we began thinking, why couldn't we build a senior citizens home next to this baby's home, and with those that were capable, use them to help love and care for the babies.
So we want to put the babies next to the seniors and allow them the opportunity to care for each other, to love each other, to have the opportunities for the seniors to hold the babies.
All of that is going on, and it's such a neat thing to watch the Lord provide. We've had people give us good donations to help buy the properties, to help start with buildings, but it kind of goes as the money comes and as the work crews come. And we've got several more buildings to build, and I'd like to invite anyone who's interested to come and take a part and be involved in the Grace Children's Home here in Tijuana.
We can use groups to come in and help us to finish this building. We can use groups to come in and help us to lay foundations for the next buildings.
One of the biggest needs that we have at Grace Children's Home is for ongoing prayer and support. People remembering the children of Grace Children's Home, to keep praying for them. We also have financial needs to provide for their daily care, their food, their clothing, the school, medical care, all those things. We need supporters that are willing to help us out a little bit each month in the care of the children.
And beyond that, we need people to help us with the purchase of the new property across the road. We need help with the continued construction of the building that we're doing right now. There's a lot that needs to happen with those things. We're finding that as people get involved, that they get excited about what's happening here, because it really is a picture of the glory of Christ coming into a situation, a light shining in a dark place. And we've got children here who have gone through all kinds of trauma in their young lives. And we've been able to provide for them and to see them come to a knowledge of Christ and to come to faith in Him and to find real happiness here. And so there are a lot of needs and a lot of opportunities to help spread the glory of Christ here in the Tijuana area.